Good evening, children of the night. This is Dion the Vamp. Welcome, welcome. I hope you all are well. Um, if you didn't, if you didn't catch me yesterday, I reminded everyone that today we're not playing a game. I'm just doing a tier list. I'm ranking monster smoochability. You can see some of them down here already. um, I just felt like it. I wanted to do some fun. Also, I was just like, let me take a break. Just like a quick, just like a hot second away from alien isolation. Get on my nerves. It's not, I'm not enjoying it. It's just every time I turn around, they're like, "Here, up, map is bigger now. I'll go this way." And I'm like, please, please. um Before we get into like actually tier listing everything, just gonna explain my tiers real quick. So top best smooching, ultimate smooching would, that is, like that is you're getting the best smooches, right? In my opinion, in my humble opinion, these are the best smooches all the way at the top, and you know alternative lips may apply, right? Kiss Kiss, Neck Chew, Baby Girl, right? This is the second tier. It's below Ultimate Smooching, but very good smooching, maybe platonic smooching, who knows? But some monsters are baby girls. We have to acknowledge that. Smoochable, very standard, very very like okay, I can see it. Maybe a little bit of hear me out, right? Like if they're in the top two, I don't need anyone to hear me out. All right. I know my heart, right? I know my heart of hearts. All right. But Smooch was just like, yeah, this is Smooch City. All right. This tier, you just want to be topped. I got I got a few. I got a few before I even like refined like, oh, okay, this is gonna be sci-fi and horror monsters. There were some recommendations for like some classic monsters, classic like horror movies, and I was just like, I guess I see it, but I know that it is much more. It's much more carnal, probably this desire for this monster. Um, Next one, that's just a man. Some monsters in horror and sci-fi are just men. They're just regular men. Or if not, like, oh, that's just a guy. It's just like not enough for me to be like, yeah, I super duper get it. But like just like right there, I'm just like, like I mean I guess like I'm not even arguing like does this count as a monster or not kind of thing. That's not the question. They are a monster because they're trying to kill you in the horror or the sci-fi movie or TV show or whatever. No. It's just like yeah, it's just a guy, but I guess to some capacity, smoochable, right? Right. And then the final one, which I see now got cut off a little bit. That might be I have the all right, I forgot the E. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're not here to spell. We're here to talk about smooching. Um Unsmoochable. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Argue with the ceiling if you disagree. I was gonna say argue with your mama, but we don't need to bring anyone's mama into this. But yeah, let me just. Hey, Paige, welcome. I just, I just explained all the tiers. Let me put on the music. I was trying to, I was trying to do like some romantic music, but I was just like, let me just get some chill music. Some romantic music. But I was just like, let me just think you guys can hear it. Okay. Oh, you're here. Oh, okay, okay. Let me turn it up a little more. There we go. Oh, you're here. Okay, okay. Okay. I think that's good. It shouldn't be too loud. Y'all let me know if you can hear the music or not. But yeah, let's get into it. All right. Gotta start, hey Dee Dee, welcome. Yeah, gotta start like we are immediately starting with two monsters. One end of the spectrum all the way to the other for me. Thank you to I got okay, the first one's the Predator, right? The Predator from the Predator series, the Yacha, the specific alien that hunts you down. Thank you to several people who recommended him. Y'all are great for being like, oh, the Predator. You gotta rank the Predator. I was already gonna do the Predator, all right? Like, absolute fave, right? I love the Predator. I don't care. Like, the first two movies that establish like the Predator are great. I am very biased. I don't care how bad anyone thinks it is. Alien versus Predator with Santa Lathan, that's my shit. That one is my shit. All right, like I do not care if anyone's like, oh, this one's so, no, it's fun, it's great. There are problems, of course, but we are here for camp. All right, you like horror, you like sci-fi, to some extent you love camp. All right, there's no good. I'm kidding, but you do love camp. All right. But yeah, the Predator, top of it. He's the best. Ultimate smooching. I don't care. You may think, well, hold on, Dion. There are no lips. No, there are no lips. It's got a bug face. I understand this. All right. They've got like, there's a lot to the culture I could critique. If I was a writer, I'd be like, you know what? Tag me in. I'm rewriting the whole Predator-verse thing, because what is this? Y'all tripping, all right? But yeah, so what if Bugface? Are you a coward? We're here to talk about monsters. So what if Bugface? Really ask yourself, so what if Bugface? This is a fun mount if you really want to talk about smooching, all right? You got mandibles, you got a smaller mount between the mandibles, all right? Predators, they got style. They wear fishnets. You can't, like, what do you not see here that you dislike? Like, what is not here for you? All right, they've got style. They have unique cultures. I could talk all day about the design for the quote unquote feral predator or desert predator in the recent Prey movie, which again, amazing movie, very good. Definitely was like a little click in my brain seeing the feral predator fight a bear barehanded and then drench itself in blood. So I mean, that's what we're working with here. All right, okay, that's my piece. At the end of the spectrum, unsmoochable xenomorph. All right, from the Alien series as a whole, I don't care. I don't care how horny H.G. Geiger's art is. H.R. Geiger's art is. Do not care. I don't care. This is a parasite. This is a bug. This is not like a person. They are apex predators. They rely on ambush tactics, but they are also parasites, all right? They are as if somebody made a 7-foot tall cat, but put like a bee's brain or an ant's brain into it, right? They work in the way ant colonies and bee colonies work. That's how they work, all right? They are here to survive, to terraform. Yes. Praises bug mouth, but then slams alien for being a bug. Yes, exactly. Because this is a predator that is going to kill you, like no bones about it. All right, it is slightly more intelligent. It's like almost like gorilla intelligent, right? But no, there's nothing here for you. Like Cindy This is bones, all right? The body of a xenomorph is like if you saran wrapped some tight leather around a skeleton, all right? It bleeds acid. I know people were like, oh, very thought-provoking. The second mouth, the eel's mouth that's in there that comes out and kills you. No, listen, we don't bargain with parasites. We don't smooch parasites, all right? This is a parasite creature, all right? This is a parasite. And again, it's more of an animal to me. It's like if you put a cat with bee brain in it, all right? Okay, exactly. No, nothing. I don't care. I don't care that the original art horny. Do not care. It's bones. Bones. Hey, Poppy. You heard it here, folks. Parasites, unsmoochable. Don't do it. Exactly. No, you're gonna catch something. All right? You're gonna catch something. Hello. The Babadook. Gay icon, the Babadook. Something about the Babadook I don't like. I think how normal the Babadook looks. But you know, Babadook the movie is very good, very upsetting as a movie. Very upsetting. I see it. I understand. I don't think this will be ultimate smooching, right? The Babadook is here to mentally destroy you, break you down to your component parts, right? Great metaphor for grief and all of that. all sorts of metaphors, right? All monsters are a metaphor for something, right? Some type of fear, some type of societal ill. Very good, very great. We love it. For me, not top tier, not baby girl, but I understand. I did almost say, when I was looking at pictures, I did almost say that's just a man, but I understand. I recognize it. Reachable. Now here we're gonna get very quick. We're gonna get very quick because I have not played BioShock. Any of the BioShock. All right. I don't know nothing about the BioShock. I was asked to tier list. I think this is what, Big Daddy? Yeah, Big Daddy and Big Sister from BioShock. I don't have a lot to say about them, but looking at them, the both of them, that's just a man. That's just a man. This is just a person. I know they're like what? They're like graft or something. Like they what? They have it's like a bad cyborg. They were forcibly fused into these metal suits or something. Yeah. Just a man. Just a man for me. All right. No, I understand. This is some level of smoochability. For me, not average smooching. Just a man. Sorry. This one up next here. We have, what is it? Master Control Program. Tron. This falls into, maybe I don't know all the Tron lore. This falls similarly into my issues with like the Xenomorph a little bit. There's like nothing. This is like hard light. I believe this is hard light. It's just a giant hologram. It's kind of cool, kind of adorable. But I'm sorry, unsmoochable. Unsmoochable, I'm sorry. I'm not too into Tron, but looking at just, you know, superficially, as if this whole thing is not superficial. All right. Next we have the creature, what is it? Yeah, creature from the Black Lagoon, the fish creature, the fish man, whatever you want to call him, the original. Not listen, Guillermo del Toro did some PR work. All right, did some PR work. He does try to kidnap a woman. And I'm trying not to let The Shape of Water influence me too much. All right, because The Shape of Water is beautiful. But, you know, I can see the creature has fish lips. The creature has fish lips, first of all. I think with a little peer review, a little heart to heart, a little exchange of cultures, he will understand you can't just kidnap people. And for that, I say baby girl. All right, for this, I say baby girl. Dalek, I don't know why you want to smooch a Dalek. I don't know. They're sassy, from what I recall. They're sassy. There's nothing to smooch, however. There's nothing to smooch. I'm sorry, unsmoochable. Sorry. I don't care. Y'all, we're not talking about any modifications you may think are possible in your mind's eye. Unsmoochable, sorry. Okay, this one, I've been wanting to get this one. This one is so fun to me. All right, so I have here the picture of Dracula, right? Bram Stoker's Dracula when he goes to America in I think it's like a 2002 film or whatever. The one with Keanu Reeves, or Keanu Reeves is not acting, but he sure is beautiful to look at. Now I think, and this is also OG Dracula, right? There are other Draculas on here. Let me make that clear. There are other Draculas on here. However, this Dracula and the context of Bram Stoker's Dracula, the more you think about Bram Stoker's Dracula, the more this man is hilarious. All right, the more he is hilarious. He pretended to be like an old man. He's like, "Oh, Jonathan Harker, will you come fix my taxes?" and blah blah blah. And he's like, he's forcing hallucinations onto Jonathan Harker because he won't stop talking to him. He just keeps them up, and Jonathan Harker is suffering from sleep deprivation and a weak stomach to paprika. All right, he is assuming at some point. His problems are paprika related. Paprika ain't even that hot. And paprika, if I use paprika, paprika's just to add color. It's not even hot. So Jonathan Harker has a weak stomach, and it is so funny. And he's just so much of me wants to say Bram Stoker's Dracula is just a man. And I think with the context of the movie, Stoker's is appropriate for this content. I think, yeah, sorry, Stoker. Sorry, I'm just so excited to say he's just a man. But Bram Stoker's Dracula, so much of him is just a man. He's just a weird little old man. He's just a weird old man in his house, just puttering around his house like he's just like, I'm gonna pretend to be the cleaning man, and I'm just gonna stalk Jonathan, and I don't need to sleep, so Jonathan doesn't need to sleep, and he's just keeping Jonathan like a hostage. And it's so funny. And I'm sorry, I know he's the OG. I know he's the base for a lot of this. And just in the context of both the movie and just like the book, Dracula, OG Dracula, because you are so demystified by him. You're so demystified once you like look at it and like realize he's just a weirdo, right? He's a weirdo who got immortality. Bram Stoker's Dracula. That's just a man, but he is smoochable. He's also baby girl coded. He is baby girl coded. I almost put him there when I was like looking at all the pictures. But I keep thinking about how weird he is. I keep thinking about how funny he is. And I'm just like, I can't in good conscience, baby girl. You're such a funny old man. He's just a weird old man. He's just like, oh, Jonathan, I'm so lonely in my castle, but I'm gonna seduce your fiance. And it's just like, weirdo. Just a weirdo. A baby girl can be a weird little guy. You're right. You're right. You're right. But I just think, I think, you know, like, everyone like remembers this one. I picked like this one because I don't know, all the screenshots I was getting of like him just looking like his old man needs some hydration self. The pictures weren't good. They weren't clear enough. So I was just like, I'm gonna take the pretty young man because everyone thinks of him and everyone's like, oh yes, beautiful. But he's just a man. I know, controversial because we got like 2 more Draculas right now and it's controversial. I know. And we have Castlevania Dracula. All right. He could have been a little weirdo. He really could have been a little weirdo. But listen. I think it's everyone saw. Right. Like, yes, I'm married to you, right? Like you're in the mind space of Lisa. This man, again, this is a problem with most monsters, right? You know, they're tall. Right? Are they handsome or are they just tall? You know? And I just think the whole, like, the way Castlevania, the show for it, okay. Castlevania the game, before he becomes Dracula, when he's just, I think it's Matthias is like his original human name, you know, his Christian name. Sorry, his Christian name. When he's just a man, he's like manipulating his best friend, but also for like the love of his life. It's a lot. And then he becomes Dracula because he kills the other vampire and traps him in a stone. Real weirdo behavior. But I'm just talking about the Castlevania Dracula. Were presented in Castlevania Netflix. All right. Like, yes, burn down the world for me, but also very important that this happened. Realize the errors of your ways because our son lives in this world too. And he deserves happiness and he deserves peace. And we love our son, right? And then when you die, search for me in the depths of hell. And we are there together in hell together. Wild. True romance, right? Ultimate smooching. His son is my baby girl, but but Big Daddy Dracula, top tier smooching, ultimate smooching. I love it. And I know that's like, a derivative of Dracula, but you put the other Dracula, just a man. Original Dracula, again, is a weird old man. He's just a weirdo. He is a weirdo. We love him, but he is a weirdo. You know, hold on. I kind of just want to put him here. You just want to be top because I think you get so like he's so mysterious for a little bit, but then you realize how weird he is. He's just a man, though. I'll put him back because again, he's so weird. Now another derivative of Dracula. The night, well, actually his name, quote unquote, because like it's implied it's not even his name. Dwight Renfield from The Night Flyer. All right, it's an old movie now. It's based off of Stephen King's book, The Night Flyer. His monster face is so good. Like when they reveal it in a movie and stuff, it's so good. And here it is. He a mess, right? Truly only a face a mother could love. We love to see it. I think he's great. We don't know how much of a weird guy he is because he maintains his mystery. He maintains his mystery through the whole. You never get demystified about him. So I think he's great. I would not I would not. You know, I love a messed up face. Love it. I would not put him in ultimate smooching because he is just a messy he's a messy vampire. I don't know what he's doing, why everybody's face gotta be scratched up the way it does. And then in the movie, right? In the movie, he's like, you've almost uncovered my secret. I forgot what the reporter's name is. You've almost uncovered my secret. I'm going to make you hallucinate and frame you for all the murders, which happens. It's so wild. And I was just like, you know, messed up, but I understand because you're trying to hide the fact you're a vampire. I understand. Do I think in this modern day and age, you know, vampire stories about hiding that you're a vampire and you cut it out? Yes, I do. Because there's so many other things you could tell a story with about vampire. There's so many allegories you can make with a vampire. But you know, I don't, again, very messy killer, very messy blood drinker. But does maintain his air of mystery. Has a photo of his long dead wife. Not ultimate smooching, but has baby girl potential. Just little smooches, just little kisses, little kiss for Dwight, if that is your real name. Next up is Evil Ash from Army of Darkness, and this is his like resurrected form. Evil Ash, Army of Darkness is wild, and all that entire series is wild. And I think him starting as a growth on original Ash, popping off, running into the ether, coming back a fully fledged man, died, resurrecting like this. Like this. It's just impeccable. And I looked at him, and you know what I said to myself? I was like, something about his fucked up little face. Something about how nasty his face is. I know he needs some lip balm. I know he ain't got no lips. I know this. I know this to be true. But something about him, I was just like, I really get it. And for that, because I'm not like a huge Army of Darkness fan, huge like into that franchise, so I know only so much. But to recommend him, to say in your mind he is smoochable, I can see it. He's in the first one in. You just want to be topped. And I understand. That's kind of the appeal of monsters. That's kind of the appeal. Next, my friend deleted it, but I thought. Next is Flubber from the beloved movie Flubber. No bones about it. He's just a little guy. But because he is such a little guy, who is also very loyal to his Flubber girlfriend, is Flubber a monster? Flubber is from a science fiction movie, and kinda, I think Flubber is like a parody of Frankenstein. But I saw it and my friend deleted it, so I was just like, I gotta put it in here. But you know, to ease everyone's minds, Flubber is unsmoochable. He's just the smallest of guys. He's just a little guy. He's unsmoochable. Up next, Freddy Krueger, A Nightmare on Elm Street. Hate him. I hate him. Nothing, you know, like, it ain't, you know, not about the face, all right? I love me the Bugman face. I appreciate Evil Ash's messed up face. Freddy Krueger is disgusting. Disgusting, even. He is disgusting, all right? He's nasty. He's only doing this nasty shit with his tongue in his movies, and I'm like, stop it right now. Stop it right now. He kills children, first of all, on purpose. that's like his preferred, like that's who he wants to kill, are most vulnerable. All right, it's not about the looks. He's just too disgusting, right? Like not even like, you know, face wise, like, oh, in the concept of monsters looking monstrous. That don't matter. I hate him. Unsmoochable. Unsmoochable. I probably should have made another tier bin like garbage bin, but no, we just need ultimate smooching and unsmoochable. Unsmoochable, not smoochable in the slightest. All right, nothing about it. Up next, about to have a lot of unsmoochable. Sorry. Up next is these are cryptids. These are what are they? What may the list say? Fresno's night crawlers. They are cryptids. I know, listen, I didn't put Mothman on here because it's unfair, because everyone loves Mothman. Everyone wants to kiss Mothman. Everyone wants to smooch Mothman. I thought I'd give Mothman a break. But in regards to cryptids, I did allow Fresno's night crawlers. And they could not be more of little guys. Like, only Flubber is more of a little guy. These cryptids, I'm sorry, they're very cute. All the art you can find of them, so cute. Extremely cute. Very precious. Love them. Next one. Now listen, I fucks with the movies. Scream, they are good movies. They're good movies. They're very enjoyable. Now you may think that's just a man for Ghostface. But the problem is, in one of the actually I think it's more than one. In some of the Scream movies, Ghostface is related to the main person. Like by blood. And you know, I was just thinking about like, I'll put Ghostface, that's just a man, you know, like Ghostface is a weirdo. But I think for a lot of reasons, because Ghostface is such a personal killer, right? In Scream, like Ghostface is like, something's wrong with Ghostface, because like, what are you lit? Like, why did you like eat a bullet? Like, what is going on that they have to double tap Ghostface every single time? You absolutely have to double tap Ghostface all the time. But yeah, I was just like, kind of just a man, but a lot of factors, especially because like it is clear, like in Scream, Ghostface hates you. All right, if you are around Ghostface, it doesn't matter if you thought you didn't know you were smooching Ghostface. Ghostface will kill you. All right, Ghostface is not your friend. All right, Ghostface is unsmoochable. I watched a video about the Scream movies. There's a whole in-movie franchise Scream set in the middle of the franchise. Yeah, no, it gets to be a little campy when they do that, because then you have them and you're like, oh, this isn't the start of the movie, because like somebody kills their best friend. I think I've only seen the first Scream. I've seen most of them. I like, in general, I'm not like super big on slashers, but like as far as Scream is concerned, I get it. Like I 100% get it. Like if I need it, like I'm like, oh, I want to sit down and watch some slashers. For me, even though like the other well-known ones have like a supernatural element to it, which gets convoluted and annoying. But for me, I would prefer Scream. This is so, I just realized something. I didn't upload. I don't know where he is. I did not upload. I'm just gonna say him and tell you where he is. I didn't upload Michael Myers. I didn't upload Michael Myers from Halloween. I don't know where his picture is actually. That's weird. Um, Michael Myers is inspired the category That's Just a Man. So everyone picture in your mind, in your hearts, That's Just a Man, and that's where Michael Myers is. But next I have sorry, Michael Myers is just me. I don't care that he became undead at some point. There are like 3 divergent timelines in the Halloween series for Michael Myers. I don't care. One of them he's like in a cult. One of them he's undead. I don't care. I care not. I do not care. He's just a man. I don't care what supernatural trait he possesses. He is just a man. He is malicious. He is evil incarnate. He's just a man. Next I have Jason from Friday the 13th franchise. I'm not sure which one is I'm not good at recognizing the masks, so I'm not sure which one this is. When it comes to Jason, and I know now he is also very belovedly creeping into a similar status as the Babadook, slightly a little bit of a gay icon, a little bit of a neurodivergent icon. I understand. And he's also undead. I think this is he's holding the bolt that made him undead. Anyways, he got shot by lightning. He got juiced up. For me, I think if you're thinking about Jason like this, let's be real, you just want to be taught, and that's just the facts. Facts, no printer. Next is Leatherface from the Chainsaw Massacre. I know Leatherface, Chainsaw Massacre set a lot of things up in horror and all of that. Very iconic. I've got a lot of criticisms about how the movies were filmed. Got a lot of criticism because that's wild that they did that. But, excuse me, for me, I was gonna say That's Just a Man as well. That is just a man. But the more I thought about it, I'm just like, not only is he just a man, but Leatherface be dirty as hell. Basement full of bones and meat and flesh and rotty corpses. He fancies himself an artist and makes a sculpture out of body parts, and it's just like, yeah, I guess if you're into shock value, I guess can we go to a different exhibit for the next date kind of thing. Just a lot about Leatherface. I'm just like, unsmoochable. I'm sorry, because you're not gonna have a good time. It stank. You get too close, it stank. All right, so this is more general. I was trying to find a good picture of it, but Lycan from specifically the Underworld franchise. The werewolves are weird, but they use practicals for the most part. There are some CGI werewolves. They use practicals for the most part. So the werewolves still hold up to this day. They are grotesque looking because they definitely are more of we are kind of in between man, wolf, monster situation. Excuse me. See, whenever I have to do a lot of talking, my nose gets stuffy. And it's always grotesque and horrifying to look at. And yes, Underworld is classified as an action horror, and they do several jump scares in all the movies. So yes. I would say probably Underworld Rise of the Lycans doesn't do it as much. Underworld Rise of the Lycans is we have to tell romance now. But Lycans in general in that franchise, and some of them actually look more dog-like. I think it's the progenitor or the hybrid, whatever. There's a whole thing. It's a lot. You could make talk about eugenics in this franchise. I think especially Lucian in there, who is also one of like the old like blooded older werewolves and stuff. Very, very, very kind of like baby girl energy for him. But the Lycans in general, I do think, you know, this is aside from how cool I think the practicals are, how fun the movie is, how camp it is. I think they are just mutual. Because there's also like, listen, hold on, let me not talk about smooching for a second. I don't feel bad for the vampires. I understand why the Lycans do what they do in the Underworld franchise. I understand to an extent, although they start to perform eugenics and genocide, and that's just wild to me. Because like the vampires in there represent the elite class. They are elites in there. It's like no bones about it. They have family bloodlines and who's the most important, and the eldest among them goes to sleep for a little bit and then comes back and rules their circle and all of that. And they used to keep werewolves enslaved, and it's just like when you start getting into it, you're like, hold on, everyone stop. Hold on, everyone stop. We didn't need this as the reason for werewolves to hate vampire. It gets wild. Similarly, and this one is more of a specific one. And again, I have to talk about the practicals. This is Marcus Corvinus in his vampire form. The vampires in this, they're great. They're like they're perfectly bat human combined together. I'm pretty sure they also have practicals and costume, like prosthetics, like on like the actors when they do this. But similarly for this like elitist, skinny, I don't know, they're very wiry, which I guess is great to represent like if a bat were a person. They're very skinny. I'm sorry, I'm not wait, what are you shocked at that's unsmoochable? Oh, you're shocked at Flubber being unsmoochable? Jay, he's just a little guy. I'm sorry. But yeah, so like especially for the context of Marcus in this, I think okay, I was wrong about Lucius being the progenitor. I think Marcus is the progenitor. Like he's the first guy who, like, him and his twin brother got messed up. Like, this is what's messed up about it. They got the twins. One was a vampire, one was a werewolf. They send down the bloodline, you know. But this guy gets on my nerves. I know he's very loyal to his brother, but y'all were also like, let's enslave people. And I'm just like, but that's your brother. Also just smoochable. I understand. I understand. Just smoochable. They're just like, okay, I get it. They're not like, it's just, I don't want to go too much further on it. Also a big fan of that's just a man category. Thanks for including that truthful category. You're welcome. Thank you, Jay. I'm glad you like it. Flubber's 100% baby girl. Excuse you. I'm not giving kisses to Flubber. You may kiss Flubber if you so wish, but unsmoochable because that's just a very little guy. Okay, just the shortest of breaks from. Well, actually, no. Let me put someone else here because y'all gonna get mad at me for this. Hold on. All right, the next one is, now listen. If you have not seen The Fly and you do not have emetophobia yet, you will come out with emetophobia. The Fly is disgusting, but it's very good. I hate it. I can only watch it like once and then close my eyes and not think about it. It's very disgusting. It's very disgusting. However, it in regards to what's his name? I have my list, but I cannot for the life of me. Okay, Seth Brundle. In regards to Seth Brundle, all right, as the Fly, I have here his grotesque, mutated self. When I think about the Fly, disgusting as it is as a movie, it is also very sad because this guy, he goes from I don't know why. I do not know why. I still don't know why because again, I've only watched the movie so much. It's so gross. But I still don't know why fusing yourself with a fly is like the ultimate Viagra treatment. I don't understand it, but here we are. He's a heartthrob. He's got the girl. Now he is messed up for being like, hey, no, keep the baby. I know you're afraid you might give birth to a maggot, but keep the baby because it'll be my child. But he does recognize he's destroyed his life. He's destroyed any future he has. He's wrecked by the end of the movie, fused with the transporter pod, partially fused. And he says to, I think she became his fiance in the movie. He says to her, just end me. And I, coming to terms with the ruin you have wrought and stuff. Now I'm not, again, I know Dracula's up there and I said what I said about Dracula. So he's not up there because again, we don't get the, find me in hell and we are once again together and then we come back to life together in the world that we don't deserve. But anyways, but he recognizes the ruin he's caused. And also he looks very I know he's disgusting. I know he is. And I know it's very gross film. But I do have to think about the whole thing. And I gotta give Seth Brundle the Fly baby girl status. I would give him a smooch. I understand. I know it's gross. but we gotta be true. And I think recognizing all of this, processing everything, just being just like a sex degenerate in the movie, but still recognizing everything. I think he has baby girl potential. Baby girl potential. I really do. Now, this one, I still brave. Yuck. Look, my truths are my truths. And I already laid down the hammer about original Bram Stoker's Dracula. I already said what I said. So this should not be the most scandalous part. I said the predator, bug-faced man with his little fishnets is ultimate smooching, and this is the tier that the spectrum that I rank it from. So it shouldn't be that brave. Next is, and I still have not watched Dorohedoro, but I looked at it and I was like, okay, so it's classified as both a science fantasy and a dark fantasy. I'll let this one slide. But Kaiman, Dorohedoro. I know Dorohedoro is beloved. He gives me, I don't know enough about him. I do look at him. I see the baby girl of it all. I see the baby girlness of it all. I understand. But because I don't know much, but I know he's not just a man in his context. And I think Dorohedoro is also a little gross, a little gory, especially the manga, I think. I'm just gonna rank Kaiman, Dorohedoro, Smoochable. I don't know enough about him. He gives me baby girl energy, but I don't know him well enough. I don't know the truth in my heart. But you were free to, as usual, disagree. We're back to vampires and werewolves. Next, we have Gabriel Van Helsing from the 2004 Van Helsing movie with Hugh Jackman. He needs a new category for male wife. I feel like we're splitting the hairs. They're not. He would probably, for me, for how I rank them, Kaiman would probably be the only male wife if that were the case. But we have, okay, all right. I've said it earlier. I'll say it again. If you like science fiction, if you like horror, you like camp, all right? And I don't care how bad Van Helsing 2004 with Hugh Jackman and Kate Beckinsale may seem to people, that movie fucks, all right? It is so fun as a movie. And it gets so cheesy, but it has some of the best, like, unfortunately, a lot of it is CG, but it has some of the best werewolf monster designs, period. All right. All the vampires, the werewolves, they all look great. All right. They also did a very good job of saying, okay, like dog, but person fused together. Bat, but if a giant person. Like the I didn't put them on here because I'm just gonna do the two main characters from it, but like the brides look great as their big like bat form. Like they have the tight like veiny skin, and they did not pick a big huminas on them in their bat form, thankfully. And they have like just a bat body. It's very good. It's very good. I think you would have fun if you still in your life have not seen Van Helsing 2004. And Gabriel Van Helsing specifically, best werewolf we still have, right? Best werewolf we still have. And he's like, we've got to end this because you're causing havoc. You're ruining people's lives. Buries the love of his life. We see him crying at the moon when Kate Beckinsale's character dies. She should not have died. I think this is the misstep of the show. But I think for a lot of what goes on in that movie, and even as a werewolf, and the werewolf thing is so fun. His werewolf, like, I like the underworld. Oh, my bones are breaking, my ribs are popping out of my body, and it's so painful. He rips off his human skin to reveal a werewolf, and I think it's so fun. And even though he's like, maybe the problem is that he looks like he's like 10 feet tall in here. He looks like about 10 feet tall as a werewolf. But because of the mourning and just like the overall characterization of Gabriel Van Helsing is so fun in that movie. I think I gotta put him at ultimate smooching. I really do. Like, especially as a werewolf. It's just a very good werewolf. Which I know to some people who really know me, it's surprising because I always talk shit about werewolves. But that's just because, for some reason, modern takes on werewolves are like, werewolves are the dirtiest scum of the earth. They're like werewolves only wear flannel. They got dirt between their butt cheeks. Like, that's how. Like, I swear that is how like all the representations of werewolves are nowadays. On surprisingly, maybe more surprising, is the fact that I'm not gonna put Dracula in that category. Okay. All right. Listen. So Dracula in this specific movie, and okay, listen. Richard Roxburgh, I think it's Roxburgh. I don't know. I'm very bad with names. Richard Roxburgh is a very handsome man. All right, he's very handsome. Movie did not do him justice. I looked at him and I'm like, his wig is like a second hat. It's very bad on him, his wig as Dracula in that movie. But he is chewing the scenery in that movie. He is having fun in that movie. The charisma for that Dracula is off the charts. unlike the when you really get the Paprika Man, Bram Stoker's Dracula, he maintains some mystery. You do learn his whole plan, right? He's got his 3 wives. They're trying to have children, and vampires can't have children because they're undead. And so it's very gross because they have giant egg sacs hanging from the ceiling, pods for the babies, and the babies can't survive outside the egg sacs. It's wild. Like when you really get to that movie's part, you're like, you just like silence, like stunned silence for a moment because you're like, egg sacs on the ceiling with electricity? Like they work in Frankenstein's monster into that whole plot. But he maintains great charisma, great atmosphere. His monster form is great. It is so gnarly. Look at these teeth. Look at these teeth. Look at these teeth. You want that on a vampire? It's so fun. What do you mean your mouth looks like a leech? What do you mean? That's so fun. But because he loves his wives dearly, he actually, I'm trying to remember how he treated his wives, but I'm pretty sure he loves them dearly. And there's all this dramatic, like, clinging to each other and just crying. That's just the run-of-the-mill British man. This is just a man territory. See, no, he maintains more mystery than Bram Stoker's Dracula. And he's so fun. You are free to put him in just a man territory if you want. But I love this Dracula. I love this Dracula. He's not ultimate smooching, but he is my baby girl. He really is. He's my little scrungly, my little meow meow, all right? Next we have, and again, if you listen, I'm here to spread my gospel that is Van Helsing 2004. If you have not watched it yet, please treat yourself. It is so fun. And if you just like looking at monsters, a feast of monsters. All right. This one, I'm not too, let me put these two together. I'm just like, I like checked. I just made sure. And I'm so, I know, very cute jellyfish. Metroid from like Metroid, actual Metroids. It's a parasite, and we do not canoodle with parasites. Unsmoochable. Ripley, also from Metroid. I understand the appeal of like a big dragon, right? If there was a horrifying dragon that someone knows about and would have asked me to rate, it would have probably been ultimate smooching, because I would also like to kiss a big, giant, scary dragon. However, when I look at Ripley, I'm like, this is the most swagless. I don't even know if it's like classified as a dragon. It's just, he looks like a dragon. Or was his name? Sorry, hold on. I'm probably saying it wrong because I'm not looking at my list. Was it Ridley or Ripley? I'm probably wrong. It's Ridley, my bad. Anyways, I understand the appeal. He looks like a dragon. He looks like a dinosaur. I get it. I've never seen a giant reptilian creature with so much less swag, like, than any other giant reptilian creature. That I get it. But to me, Ridley's just a man. This is just a man. This is just a skinny man. I'm sorry. Mr. X, Resident Evil. Y'all, listen. I know he has the same virus like Tyrant virus mutation that Lady D has. Lady D got personality. All right, she got the humana. So everyone was thirsty over her. Mr. X, I know he has some personality in the remake. Like, oh, don't touch his hat. He's gonna like shoulder check you. But other like just because he's tall, girl, do not look at him. He is tall. That will get you messed up every time. Don't look at him just because he's tall. Like, ask yourself, is he hot? Is he appealing? Or is he just tall? He's not even like just a man. All right, he is a biological weapon with a nasty virus in him that made him like this. And like what are you gonna do? You can't have a conversation in any capacity with him. He's just here to kill you. If you see Mr. X or any tyrants of his specific like weapon model coming towards you, you need to run, because he's going to break every bone in your body, and not in the fun way. And so to that I say he is unsmoochable. like okay, he's tall. Like, okay. All right, that's all he got going for him, because this suit is boring too. Hard agree on Mr. X, and he has no drip. No, he really doesn't. There's something wrong. The coat and hat combo is whack. It really is. There's something wrong. And I was talking, like, a little unrelated. I was talking to Dee Dee. I don't know if they're still here. I was talking to Dee Dee about Leon's new outfit in the RE4 remake. And I'm like, because it's so realistic, it can't stylize him to be Dorito shaped, right? The problem with a lot of the newer, like, really realistic designs, they remove very fun silhouettes and structure. You know, he's prepared for rain. What does the tyrant virus, the big 7-foot-tall biological weapon, Paige, what does that have to worry about rain for? It's not gonna deactivate in the water. It's fine in the water. Like, you know, no swag is here to kill you. Very akin to the xenomorph of being like level of apex predator, so much of an apex predator that there is no reasoning with it. So like, it's just unsmoochable. Hey, Dee Dee. But yeah, they like, the hyper realism has messed up a lot of silhouettes, because we were comparing RE4 Leon, like the original one, and then the remake, and we're like, his neck fluff on his jacket's too big. It makes his head too small, and it rounds out his shoulders too much, so he doesn't look as strong. And we know, I was playing the remake, the demo, and something's wrong. I will reiterate this during gameplay, but something's wrong with Leon Scott Kennedy, because why can you point blank roundhouse kick somebody and they die? Something is physically wrong with him. I mean, I love it, but something's wrong with him. And like, his jacket comes down too low on him. They come at his hips instead of his belt line, and which used to give him a very nice silhouette. They took out some lines in his coat that used to be there that made his shoulders look stronger, because he is very strong. He's very strong. You don't have to use your knife in the remake to open crates. You just elbow them and they pop open. His silhouette got messed up, and I can't wait. I bought the deluxe edition months ago. Cannot wait to put him in that stupid little romantic outfit, because it gives him the Dorito shape. But back to Monsties. Nosferatu. Nosferatu, from Nosferatu, A Symphony of Horror. Very classic, very iconic. We love the gnarly just little creature of it all. For him, very much like, I can see why someone in this time period would be like, this is what a human and a bat looks like. And I know he is pretty monstrous in the source material, but he has been softened by time. And you know, I do think he's more than just a man, but he doesn't have like the presence of topping you. I think he's just smoochable. Next we have the pig lizard from Galaxy Quest, which is a parody. That's just an animal. There's nothing to kiss. You can't kiss that. That's just an animal. That's just an animal. Sorry. Okay, this one's great. I just got an older picture because it's more recognizable. You hate that thing? Yeah. It doesn't even have super long screen time, and I think it gets teleported on the ship and then it explodes. I think that's what happened. So you know, if you thought there was something to kiss, there's nothing to kiss now. Next we have oh my God, sorry, I'm stuffy. We have Pinhead from Hellraiser. Dalek should be baby girl. Well, they can be your baby girl. I'm sorry, they're just machines to me. I also am not super into Doctor Who. Pinhead, Hellraiser. Both iterations of Pinhead. I really like the new design, but color grading in movies today is a travesty, so I couldn't get a good picture of the most recent Pinhead. But Pinhead overall, like, yeah, like I know you are painful bondage. You only understand pleasure through pain. I know, I understand. That's your thing. But I you know, there's just so much appeal about your like coming for people who done fucked around and found out, right? There's so much appeal to that. And I just think and you know, Pinhead is very capable of relationships, very capable of loves in the Xenobite way. I only have Pinhead here because there's so many Xenobites. Not Xenobites, sorry, Cenobites. Sorry, I can't even remember how it's spelled right now. With a C? Xenobites? Mm. There's so many. Too many to rank. But there's just something so appealing about Pinhead. And he comes from a very twisted world. But for me, baby girl. I know. For me, baby girl. This one's like last in the order of the pictures, but I'm just gonna get out the way. The Thing from John Carpenter's The Thing. We do not collude with parasites, all right? I know people are like, oh, The Thing can be anything you want. No. This is a very advanced parasite. It is specifically a parasite. We do not smooch parasites. Unsmoochable. Pyramid Head. Very easy. Very easy. You just want to be topped. I know he has a lot of appeal. I know he represents guilt and all of that, which I fucks with it. I fucks with it. Yes, make this man pay for what he's done. I fucks with it. But I'm like, you just want to be topped. You can't argue with Pyramid Head. I mean, like that's like when I see any artistic representation of Pyramid Head, that is the most muscular, like beefcake, like very much teetering like into like I don't know, like you like because there's like no like no it really is about the body, all right, body, all right, for Pyramid Head and all the Pyramid Head stands, which I don't disagree with. As you can see, this still is the range of smoochable, but you just want to be topped, and that is the truth. Unfortunately, her picture got cut off. But Rexy from Jurassic Park. Very easy again. I know she's smart, but she is also an apex predator. She is also just an animal, unsmoochable. I probably should have made like a head pats animal territory right below unsmoochable, but hey, we got what we got. This one is SCP-173. also unsmoochable. You're never gonna get a smooching. You close your eyes, you die. I mean, I guess if you want to kiss with your eyes open, but we all heard the Bruno Mars song. I guess if you want to kiss eyes wide shut, go ahead. But you can't kiss this under normal circumstances. And also, every time I see this SCP, I'm always thinking to myself, it needs a diaper. Somebody should have wiped its ass. And it's very cruel to leave its ass unwiped and dirty, and it needs a moist towelette quickly in post-haste. This was very funny to me because I was gonna do more SCPs, but they were quickly becoming the same category, which is for this one SCP-990 Hatman. That's just a man. There was SCP Cain and Abel, which I was like, Cain and Abel, the biblically speaking, that's just a man. I'm sorry, that is just a man. So to me, a little bit less monster, but aliens are monsters, kind of most of the time. But it was very hard to think about like anything from like Mass Effect, since they're all aliens, but most of them are romanceable, so it's like, duh, of course they're switchable. But this is an unromanceable NPC shadow broker. Which shadow broker is this? I don't even think he has a name. What's his name? My list is not helping me. Did I delete his name? So I don't include Michael Myers, and I delete I delete the name of one character. But I think it's his shadow broker and then his race name. He's very good to look at, I think. Big ol' pot belly, just very round, could lie on his tummy. These are the benefits. Got a fucked up mouth, got teeth all over. Looks kind of like if you made like an extruder with eyes. I see it. I understand. And for that, I say, this specific shadow broker, you just want to be topped. Next we have Shodan, or Shodan, from System Shock. Ooh, when I looked at her, I was like, ooh, we serve. We only serve here. Her face, beautiful. But also like, of course you would make a computer woman and she's beautiful. She gives me like, when I look at her, she gives me mommy dommy vibes. So I feel like she's also like a you just want to be topped kind of thing. Oh, another parasite. We have the Flood from Halo. We don't collude with parasites. We don't kiss them. You're gonna catch more than a case, all right? Do not kiss the parasites. Do not do anything with the parasites. If they're a mind parasite, don't do it. Don't think about them. Don't think to them, all right? Don't do it. We're coming up on the last two. We got, and my music stopped. No. All right. I didn't even realize when my music stopped. We're coming up on the last two, and it shouldn't be hard to see these. We have the Headless Horseman from The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Now I understand. This is the Headless Horseman is wearing a very good like suit. He's from a time. The legend comes from one of the Revolutionary Wars for the American Revolution. I gotta roll my eyes. But I understand. Very good suit, cut very well. And you may be fooled by this. You may think to yourself, yes, this is smoochable. But you are very, very much forgetting very keenly, we at least need a head for smooches. All right, we need a head. Don't need lips for smooching. We at least need a head for smooching. And when I think about this, I almost said that's just a man because I'm not big on like, I'm not super big on period pieces or stories in a specific period of time. And I almost said that, but I understand there's the thrill. He has no head. He might lop up. Here's the thing. I mean, it's always a risk. They're all monsters, but he may lop off your head and put it on his body. And I guess in that way you can be one. But to me, I think he is also, you just want to be topped. All right. Last one. Not necessarily like creme de la creme, just where he ended up. But not the least in any capacity. We have the Terminator. I forgot what his number specifically is, but the main Terminator, the main guy, the main Terminator. No, don't put him there. He, starts as an antagonist, is going to kill you, but as the series goes on, he learns humanity, he becomes a protagonist, and we see that he also becomes a very good caretaker. And while I do not think ultimate smooching, because he's still navigating humanity, humans, what it means to be a person, I think because he becomes a very good caretaker, and I guess, baby girl is also kind of like definitely male life territory. I think for the final monster, we have Kiss Kiss Smack Chew, baby girl for the Terminator. This is all the guys. I still don't know where Michael Myers went. I really don't. His picture is somewhere on my computer, but for now, it don't matter. I have the tier list. I published it and everything. So if you wanna make it, I will probably go back and edit it to have Michael Myers in it. But officially speaking, this is how it shakes up. I am surprised how many ended up being unsmoochable, but it does not outweigh how many are smoochable, which is everybody else. Hardly any women on this National Women's Month. Shame. There aren't a lot of like in like that are like categorically like monsters. There aren't. I'm surprised Alien didn't make it. If you were available for me streaming Alien Isolation, you would know she does not make it. She is an animal. She's a giant cat with bee sensibilities. But yeah, no, I would say that to myself, but like there aren't a lot. They don't depict a lot of like quote unquote women as like monsters. I could have, maybe if I dug up a good picture, I could have probably put Big Mama in place of the Predator from the first Predator. But she's also an exception. Because they have a weird misogynistic culture for the Predators. But yeah, they don't put a lot of women. They don't make a lot of women monsters. The Brides is like, it's like, but also the problem is when I would have had to make the character that she just has the humana. That would have had to been the category, because when they make monsters that are like women, that are evil, that are antagonists, that are trying to kill you, just like Shadon, who's like face card, mwah, never declined. Just like Shadon, like they just look like women. It's not hard to imagine kissing most monsters that are women. It's really not hard to imagine. It's not hard to justify. It's not hard to imagine. And so I didn't get a lot recommended to me, and I personally can barely recall most women. Like it really would be like, that's just a woman. Like you're horny, you want the tittying down the stairs, like that's what you want. Um I really wish there were more. I'm trying to think. I guess like the alien from Nope would be like ultimate smoochie. Who doesn't want to smooch a spaceship alien? Um she's got a beautiful design. I don't even know if she's like a she. I call the xenomorph a she because they're again like bees. Um and technically the only males among xenomorphs are that for not even like I guess the first stage in the life cycle of the egg and the face hugger that causes you to be parasite ridden is the only like technically male amongst them. But yeah, there's really not a lot, unfortunately. As far as like she, hers on here, we've got Rexy, we've got some of the Flood because they're parasites, they can infect anybody. The Xenomorph, Flubber has a girlfriend. We have Big Sister, Shadon, multiple aliens from the Mass Effect universe. I guess again, too easy to say. Yeah, I'll kiss. I kiss. That's too easy. It's too easy. They just look like women. um, some of the Lycans, but they also never show female Lycans in the Underworld franchise. Like they never show women transforming. It's always men, which is weird because there are obviously women that are werewolves in the franchise. See, now we've really gone to the nitty gritty. The problem is there are not enough scary women. There are unhinged women. There are many and unhinged women, but they are very rarely monsters in this capacity. And of course, one monster is a computer woman and she's got titties. Very sad, really. I guess I could have put the girlies, Carmilla and her girlies in here, but that's also too easy. That's too easy. I really had to sell y'all on Bugface Alien. I love with my whole heart. But yeah. I guess I could put, if you guys want, I'll share this one under the tweet for today for the go live. But yeah, thank y'all for hanging with me. Thank you for listening to me talk about monsters and kissing them, smooching them, wink wink. But yeah, you guys, I will see you tomorrow night. Back to be playing a game. I'm gonna kick Jack's ass. Finally, I'm gonna do it. I'm willing it into the universe. I'm gonna kick his ass. I'm gonna kick his ass. There are so many techniques to beat him. They require far too much. I'm gonna just do something else. But yeah, Final Fantasy X tomorrow. I'm not gonna post the schedule. Well, I probably should. I was thinking about it because I'm like, oh, if I have time, but we'll see. I'll see. But yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night. Have a good night. Bye.